Hello, caviar connoisseurs, and welcome to week 25 of Sports Caviar. We've missed you the last couple weeks, but we're back and we're refreshed and we're ready to rock and roll. We got NFL free agency madness on deck. There's in college basketball, there's March Madness coming up, so there's conference championships happening right now. The NBA is hot right now. And in the world of golf, there's a couple different tournaments that happened here, the Arnold Palmer and the TPC coming up this weekend. We're going to give you our thoughts on all of that stuff. Burn Nasty, welcome back to the show. How you feeling, man?
Oh, it's good to be back, man. Feeling, I won't say 100% healthy, but at the end of the day, I'm back and I'm ready to talk, man. This is a good time for sports, man. Like it's a mix of everything, so I can't complain.
Yeah, how did the Lamaze class go, by the way? I think the
It was
Gophers
good. It
want to
was
know.
good. It was the first time doing that. It's definitely an experience. So I recommend it to any guy out there. As always, though, I take the reins by my hands and I just control things. So I roll with it and I dominate it. So as always, I won.
Yeah, there's if you guys are wondering, Bijan will be joining the show a little bit later. He's doing his part-time job. He's a part-time cheese cutter at Publix, the local Publix.
Need
And
of a
he works.
charcuterie board. You
Yeah,
got this.
yeah, he cuts the cheese as a profession. You
Skills
guys
like
didn't
no
know
other.
that, yeah. Okay, so we'll start here with NFL free agency because just and anytime I look down, there's another piece of the puzzle was moved in the world of the NFL. I think the biggest one that is rocking the world here, maybe I don't know if anybody expected it. It was a possibility, but Captain Kirk ends up going to the Atlanta Falcons. Were you surprised by that?
I'll be honest, no, I wasn't. I just think for the financial side of things and the years, the Vikings were never gonna commit to that. The Falcons definitely in need of a quarterback with very good young pieces in place, an O-line that's under the radar. I think that the missing piece was a quarterback, just that was competent, and there's nothing more competent than a Kirk Cousin. I think it's a pretty mediocre signing. I will say that because you think about the guy who's been in the Vikings for a while, one playoff win. Is it a great signing? It's better than what they've had. It's better than Ritter, better than Mariota.
Oh,
Uh,
sure.
so I think I chalk it up as a win for the Falcons. I think he'll be very serviceable in a very underwhelming division. No offense, Javi, with the Bucks, but if you think about it, that division is wide open, and you throw Kirk Cousin on a young team that can with some very offensive weapons. I think it's a good fit, but 45 million a year for 4 years is a lot for a 35-year-old. And the Vikings weren't ready to commit to that, especially with some pieces. They had some salary cap issues. I think it's a good fit. His wife's from the Georgia area. I think he'll do quite well there. I think they win I think that puts them as the favorite in that division because they currently have the best quarterback in the division. Don't even go ahead. I'll let you talk,
Yeah.
but I think our connoisseurs will agree that Kirk Cousin is a step above the old Baker.
Yeah, so
Your thoughts?
yeah, there's a couple things on this here. Is Cousins is coming off of a pretty massive injury, no?
Massive is a strong word. I would say it's a significant injury.
Yeah. I think it matters because of his age. So I think you
Yeah.
never really know. He's a pocket passer, so he's probably going to be fine. But
And who
there's
has the best O line in the division?
the whole picture of what these teams are really going to look like is yet to be portrayed. Like we still
Oh
have
yeah,
to let
we
the
saw the
whole
draft.
offseason. But I do think that it's a great pickup for Atlanta. You had said it yourself. It was somewhat of a mediocre pickup. So I don't
Oh
know if
yeah,
that automatically puts them as some sort of juggernaut favorite here to win the division. I think that the Bucks did a really good job. They've won the division a couple years in a row now. And the way that Baker poured it on in the second half of the season, I would not shortchange him by any means to say that he doesn't have potential to lead the Bucks to win the division again. I think that what I liked about the signing with the Bucks, since we're talking about the NFC South, is that they gave Baker a 2-year. It's basically a 2-year deal,
yeah.
and they have a team option on the third. So I liked that pickup. I think that the Falcons had no other choice but to go all in here on, and if they had a chance to get Cousins, they get Cousins. It puts them in the conversation to make the playoffs now for sure. Whether or not they will, who knows? Kirk Cousins is a very good quarterback, but he has not proven that he can do much when
Yeah,
it
yeah.
comes
No, I
down to it.
look, hobby. I like 100% agree. I'm not shortchanging the Bucks, not shortchanging Baker. I'm just saying if you look on paper and you're going to compare quarterback to quarterback,
Yeah.
career to career, I would say 31 out of 32 teams are going to choose Kirk Cousin over Baker if they want a starting quarterback today.
Well, yeah, I don't.
Don't throw the injury, keep the injury out of it. I just
Well,
would be very
you have to talk
surprised.
about the
I'd be very
salary as
surprised.
well. Like the Baker.
I'm saying out of those 2 quarterbacks, who do you like most teams would prefer as a starting quarterback?
I I think it's
They're
a
gonna
question
want
mark. There's a big question
I don't
mark
think
with Baker
so.
though, because there's no question mark with Cousins. Like we know what
He
Cousins
got
is right now,
100,000,000.
right?
He
Yeah.
got 100,000,000 over 3, so
Oh no, but
33.
it's 40
Yeah.
million was guaranteed.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
mean, look, I get that, and the same thing with Cousin. He was 4 years, 100,000,000 guaranteed, so
Right.
whatever it was. But I get it. I just think that I'm gonna t I would put my money on Kirk Cousin in 1 year, just this is my year. I'd take Kirk Cousin over Baker.
I think that it's justifiable for anybody to say that, but I do think that if you would have asked me after the first half of the season last year with Baker, I would have said, "No way, I'll take Kirk Cousins all day long here." But the way that Mayfield played in the second half of the season and even won the first round of the playoffs against Philly, he showed a lot of talent in that situation. Obviously, and he didn't have enough to beat the Lions, but he took the Bucks pretty far. I think that if he
Yeah,
can build, he's young enough to build on that, right? I think that with Baker, there's still unknown. He still has potential. There's still there's a possibility that we haven't even seen the best part about Baker Mayfield yet.
at the end of the day, the Falcons were willing to throw that kind of money at that quarterback, and I bet you that most teams would have thrown that overthrown 33 to Baker. That's my
Yeah,
take.
I don't know.
Um, I
Yeah.
think you as a Buccaneer fan might be a little shielded, and
I no, I
I can
actually if you would have told me that that Baker signed with Atlanta and Tampa got Cousins, I would have been fine with it for sure, but I also wouldn't have been doing jumping jacks of joy over here. It's not
Oh,
like
yeah. I don't think that there's either one, doesn't, move the needle that much, but there's consistency for you guys, which is nice because he's got a good rapport with the receivers now.
Russell Wilson ends up getting cut $85 million worth of dead money. Denver lets him go. He goes to Pittsburgh on a team friendly deal. 1 year deal. Would you give it two thumbs up or one thumb up for that maneuver for the Steelers?
For the Steelers, it's a
Yeah.
1.5 thumb. I don't like, honestly, if I'm a Steeler fan, I probably would have been like, "Pay Kirk Cousin and trade Kenny." I would have probably taken that. Russell, does he move the needle? Yes, compared to what you have, and for the fact that your quarterback room is costing you under $10,000,000 a year, like your whole
Yeah.
quarterback room, which is from starter to backup to 3rd string, across the country in the NFL. That's crazy. So it's nice to sit there and be like, "Hey, we're paying, Russell 1.5 million and Denver's paying them 37." I think Russell will do well in Tomlin's system. I think there's an opportunity. We see what Tomlin's done, right? He's never not been 500 plus. So I think with Russell behind the helm, yeah, chances are that's probably going to be
If that's the
another year.
bar, that
That
can't be of the
all right.
bar. Yeah.
I, yeah, I could see them as a 500 team. It's going to be hard pressed in that division to see them as a playoff team,
Wild card.
but maybe they get that 7th seed, 6th, 7th seed. I don't think it moves the needle for me enough. Yeah, maybe a thumb and a half for Denver or
Yeah.
for Pittsburgh. It's 3 thumbs, maybe a full 5 finger down for Denver to eat 85 million for a starting quarterback. when you have nobody,
Yeah.
like, I get that even if you start over, like, and you draft a rookie, like, isn't it worth keeping Russell for 1 year and not having to eat that? Like, just as a place setter? I don't know. Sean Payton, one of the greatest coaches ever coached, but I have no idea what they're doing.
He
They're
hated Russell Wilson. And
like,
I'll
how
I'll
can
say
you
this though, he's been struggling, bro.
yeah, but if you
He
look at his stats, he wasn't like he was, like, mediocre. It wasn't like he was, like, last. I
No,
don't know.
he's not
He's
the
not
worst
great.
quarterback in the NFL,
He's not
but
Russell Wilson. He's a shell of himself.
yeah, he is. He's fallen off, and I don't know what
Yeah.
happened, if there's some sort of injury that we don't know about, but we talked about it throughout the season. He was just not that good of a quarterback. He's somebody
Yeah.
that I think that Pittsburgh to get for on the cheap like that is a good there really is no risk involved per se because it's a one-year
Yeah.
deal. The reward could be high. Russell Wilson understands, "Hey, look, I just got cut for $85 million, so my reputation is on the line now, right?" He's going into this situation with Pittsburgh with everybody in the NFL kinda thinking like, "Is he done?" So, he has to prove it or
Yeah.
else he's just gonna be a backup quarterback for the rest of his career, which I never thought that would have happened for to
Yeah.
Russell
No,
Wilson.
you would see him as, like, that guy that, like, Peyton Tom, like, "I'm gonna retire going out on top."
Yeah.
No, I'm surprised too.
Now, Saquon, a very
Oof.
splashy signing. Oh my goodness gracious. I
We
like the
doing?
yeah, I like the Giants. I like the Bucks are my main team, but the Giants are like a second favorite team that I have. But Saquon, I knew that his time in New York was up. I never in a million years would have thought that he would have signed with Philly.
I saw him
Just
going to the
to
Texans. I'll be
yeah,
honest.
there was so many teams that he could have fit in perfectly at.
Oh,
Philly did get rid of Swift though. He went to Chicago.
yeah,
So,
for 8.5 million a year.
yeah.
But no, Saquon to the Eagles is gold for them.
Yeah.
For the fact that Saquon can do what he did with the Giants behind that O-line with that quarterback play and that with a lack of, like, stud receivers the year, but that has the recipe of this guy having a career year because there's too much talent surrounding him. Like,
Yeah.
he does not have to be the one-man show. So, this is a huge pickup by the Eagles, and the
Yeah.
fact that hell, I didn't know they had that kind of salary cap available, and I'm sure they found some ways, but they picked up some players in this offseason, which I don't love. But I can tell you, like, if like, it's not even the Giants that should be upset because the Giants have done well. They picked up some players, and we can talk about the trade for Brian Burns, which is huge
Yeah.
for a second round pick and change. But if I'm a Cowboys fan, are you kidding me? Like, you've done nothing, and all you've
Yeah.
done is seen everyone in your division, everyone. That's Eagles, Giants, and Commanders all
Yeah,
do
the Commanders
something.
got Eckler,
Yeah,
Pollard went to
to
Tennessee.
Tennessee, but they've lost players, and they've watched everybody in their division get better. Like, I'd be not if I'm Dak, like, this whole culture thing, I'd be scared. I'd be like, "Hey, Jerry, let me know when you wanna be at GM." But yeah,
They
no, I think
they're
Saquon Barkley is
also
a huge pickup.
they're also paying Dak Prescott $99 million a year. They
They gotta revamp him. It's horrible. Like,
that's
this
what
is
happens.
insane.
When Green Bay had Aaron Rodgers, it was the same thing. Like, he was getting he when he re-signed, he signed for 55 million a year. And it's okay. You pick your poison. You can learn from Tom Brady and see how if you can just get paid 15 million a year and win 8 Super Bowls.
Or
You can go the other route and then ask for the absolute maximum possible and see if you can win like the way Mahomes does it with nobody.
yeah,
It's
it just I like, right now, the Cowboys are trying that because they've lost, I think, 2 stars on the O-line. They lost their starting running back. They're losing defenders. I and they're watching the Eagles reload, which is they and let's be honest, they have reload. And the
yeah.
Giants are getting strong on defense. Yes, they picked up what Devin Singletary for as a running back.
The Giants
Um,
need a quarterback though.
get with the Browns and trade Deshaun Watson and a second round pick to the Giants for Daniel Jones. because then the Giants would take on 3 years of a guaranteed contract.
I don't
I'll
like
be
that idea at
damned.
all.
What?
I don't either, but I think it could work.
Gentlemen, how are you?
Bijan, welcome to the show.
Bajan.
Oh, look at I missed you. Burn, my goodness. How
I
could you
know.
get more sexy? Look at you.
I know. Only because I'm wearing you right here.
Look at that on your heart.
Burn,
Closest to
for
your
the
I
heart.
am.
for those that are listening on Spotify or Apple, our very own Burn Nasi is rocking the Sports Caviar golf polo. You can get that anywhere polos are sold. That's
That's
not
right.
true.
Check out our
You'll have
merch.
to DM us, and we could actually
But
get you.
DM us, and I promise you I will get you one personalized,
Yeah.
and I will
Check out
actually
our
sign it.
merch.
And Burn will sign it.
Yeah. So
and,
Bijan, we're in NFL free agency still. um,
Still,
we're
that's why there's so much going on, so much to discuss. Bob, I missed the stash. But
yeah,
it
the
was a
stash
I
great
is
know.
it was really good for a little bit. I got all kinds of different comments on it, so that was interesting. We were talking about the fact that the Giants we were talking about Saquon going to Philly, but then we were talking about the fact that the Giants need a quarterback. They did get Brian Burns, and the rumor for the Giants is that they're going to be drafting. Obviously, they have the number 6 pick, so the rumors is that the McCarthy is going to be available there. So
He'll certainly be available at 6. Yes.
I don't think so.
yeah,
I don't think
No,
so.
he's not
What?
he's not a top 5 quarterback. No.
no, he's not. He's
No.
a system quarterback.
Patriots draft J to the J. McCarthy.
There it is. You
I
heard
mean-
it first. Burn Nasty breaking it
Put
right
that
here.
money
Well-
on. I'm telling you, you guys have no idea that this guy has the most upside because he was never asked to do that much at Michigan because we were that good. All we do is run the ball. But he completed over 70% of his passes. This guy can do everything. He's athletic. He's got the arm strength. I'm telling you, this guy could end up being
A
the
bust.
best QB in the draft class.
I don't necessarily disagree with that, Burn. And I think I notice sometimes you have a little Sal Palantonio in you. I like that when you get going. I think he might be spot on.
take it.
I don't know if I'm not taking him at 3, but I do think he's got great upside. Personally, I like him better than Caleb Williams, but I'm not taking either of them in the top 3 with the players
Drake
that are
May.
available in the draft. But I like where you're at. I like Drake May better than
Yeah.
I like McCarthy, but I like McCarthy
Yeah,
better
I
than I
would
like
say-
Caleb
I would
Williams.
say I'd say I'd probably take Drake. And hell, do we even know what we're going to do with Chicago here?
The suspense.
I mean, there's no. Where's the market for Justin Fields right now?
He had a good second half of the year.
I know, but I'm saying if the idea is that Chicago's going to take Caleb Williams, and
yeah.
that's a lot of people's point of view
Yeah,
right now.
true.
Where they have to get rid of Justin Fields. Where are you sending him right now for a starting opportunity? Every opportunity's already been filled. Minnesota, maybe. That'd be the.
In the division, though, it doesn't happen in the division. Well,
but
that's a tough
Chicago's
trade
not
to
going
make.
to send it. Yeah, Chicago's not going to be like, "Hey, Vikings,
Let's help
here's
you
the
out.
starting quarterback."
I actually think that the Giants could be a player there.
Ooh, Daniel Jones is about to have a lot of time on his hands, I believe.
Yeah. There's no
Giants could be an option. I thought about the Seahawks.
they're financially invested with Geno though.
No, they could cut him, and it'd be like a $15 million, $20 million dead cap.
Not
we obviously
85?
we already know that money means nothing because Denver can do $85 million. So,
Yeah.
With the Russell Wilson precedent, no one's safe.
yeah. For God's sake, it's insane.
I thought you had cut me tonight. I appreciate you letting me in the green room. I thought my salary was way
Absolutely.
lower.
Yeah. In just like side note news, because we could talk about NFL free agency all show. Gabe Davis goes to the Jags. They also get Mac Jones for a bag of popcorn and some Skittles.
I love it. Love it. Find it weird.
And then Famous Jameis signs another 1-year backup deal with the Cleveland Browns.
Jameis is
So.
living his best life. Just backup quarterback for the next 10 years. What's wrong with that? The guy's
He's
raking
just
it
gonna be a
in.
But how
backup,
do you?
yeah.
He's a
How,
great
how,
teammate.
no, I agree. Look, I love Jameis, right? But if I'm Joe Flacco, like I'm pissed at life. Like I literally just brought you guys from my couch to a playoff spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do I? And how do you reward me? I'm not good enough, and you're gonna sign JMO? You got a
Yeah,
little
Jameis.
crab leg feeler?
I'd rather have Jameis than Flacco, if that's what you're asking me.
Yes, because JMO's been in the playoffs recently.
He was on the Saints. He didn't have the opportunity.
He wasn't the starting quarterback. Joe
Yeah, I
Flacco
know.
was a starter and brought them to the playoffs.
Jameis will have his opportunity once Deshaun Watson does something. Green Bay also, they pick up Jacobs, and then Aaron Jones signed. Where did Aaron Jones go?
Vikings.
Vikings. That's right.
Vikes.
1 year,
Um,
8 million.
Division
So there's
roulette.
just
Hey,
movement.
yeah, the running backs, there's been a lot of movement, and I'll be honest, they've been getting paid. A lot
Yeah.
of running backs, 8 million plus, up to what, 12, 13? So
And then
pretty
lastly,
good.
T. Higgins is on the trade block. So there's a nice wide receiver there if you guys want to go out and get
And
one.
traded.
I talked about it earlier. Mike Evans did resign. He's going to be a buck for life.
That's a good deal.
Okay, let's move over to the world of golf here because there was a couple different things. Our last show with me and Bajan, we had previewed the Cognizant Classic, which was just an
what a
amazing
thriller.
tournament.
It was a
What a
classic.
thriller. Oh,
Yeah,
my.
Austin Eckroat ended up winning that one. Who had
It
that
was
one?
tough to stay conscious during the Cognizant, and I love golf. Oh, my.
Look, I put a lot of money on that boy.
The fact that Eckroat was atop the leaderboard on the final round, I was like, gosh, the PGA Tour has taken a tumble here.
And if it wasn't
Um,
enough, we got a Monday finish. Just what America wanted was more Cognizant.
Yeah. Okay, so then that brings us to the Arnold Palmer, which is always one of my favorite
Oh,
tournaments. I normally get to go to at least one of the rounds. Burn Nasty got to attend one of them. It was the second round you went to, Burn?
Yeah, second
Round
round.
2. Was Scheffler leading that day?
No,
that
he
was
was
before
not.
his move.
Yeah, that was before him. That was Lowry and
Zalatoris made a move on Friday.
Zalatoris was at, I think, 6, but it was
There was, like,
Lowry,
people
Lowry
that were
won.
7
There was
under.
there was 7 or 8 people that were within one stroke. So
Yeah.
And
And that was exciting.
It was.
They had some big names.
And I got to watch a lot. I got to see Rory McIlroy drain like a 40-foot birdie putt. I saw the Gala put one up within 5 feet from 250 out. There was some fun. There were some fun things, man. That's a cool course. I got to see a lot of good players
An
and
easy course.
easy.
It is
course.
very
I mean, I could
walkable. Now,
have
Bird,
played
let me-
that.
do you post up or do you follow a group?
So I typically would post up and find an area like, all right, if I can get these 6 groups, cycle through, I'll be good. But that was actually my first time there. So I wanted to walk the course, get a feel for the layout. So I did. I walked it and got a good layout. I got to see multiple groups. I saw JT, I saw Jordan Speed, saw all the tourists. Saw all the guys I want to see. Myers Scheffler, he teed off a little late. I had to get back. But yeah, typically I would post up, but this time,
Tremendous course design.
Wonderful.
Arnie did a wonderful job with it. There's
Oh,
so
it's
many
beautiful.
places, key points
Beautiful.
where you can post up and see 3 to 4 different holes. You can hear the
Yeah, there was that
see the
one.
action in front of
Yeah.
you.
There was that one where like the tee box is literally for two holes.
Yep.
One tees off this way over a street. This one goes the other way. So I got to see that. And that was where I saw Jordan and Justin. They literally were going the both different directions.
I think that's
Which is
14 and 15, right?
Yes,
Coming off
I
that
think
par
you're
3
right.
and then
14, 15.
across that street there. And then they've got 3, 4, and 5 are fabulous. You're
Yeah.
looking over that big par 5, 6 into that little par 3,
So
7.
that par 5, 6.
Absolute delight.
We walked into the par 5, 6. And I think the Gala was, and his CU Kim were coming down. The Gala drilled one. I was like,
He could rip it. Big
That was
fella.
Heat. Yeah.
I did shake hands with the Gala at the end of his round. I had an idea because we were in a par 3, like 16, 15, 16, somewhere in that range. And I was like, I think that's probably his girlfriend or fiance, wife, whatever. And we followed her. We got to the end, got by the practice green. He comes out in like little sports clothes, and she like gave him this big old hug. I'm like, I knew it.
You've got a radar for that, Bernie.
I do.
appreciate
I had the radar.
Yeah, Figal, I appreciate you turning her down. I know there was probably some
Yeah,
pursuit.
exactly. Look, she wanted me. I chose a different direction, but I went over there. People were like,
You're all
asking for
class.
pictures. People were asking for pictures. I'm like, look, man, I just want to say great round. Can I shake your hand? And he even put his hand on my shoulder. I was like, I love you.
He's a great pro. He plays the most probably. I think he's top
That's a nice
3 as
guy.
far as tournaments
nice guy.
appeared in. He is a grinder, and I can't wait till he starts to put it all
And what is
together.
he, like 25? I don't know. I
Yeah.
think nice guy. He's probably like a nice kid. But it was good.
So,
It was a good round.
Bajan, so obviously the tournament was more interesting than the Cognizant, but there was, I would say, the final round, it was, obviously it was between Scheffler and Lowry. I don't know if anybody actually thought that Lowry could actually beat Scheffler on the final round. It was, who was the second guy that was right there knocking on the
And
door?
Wyndham Clark, he had a really good
Wyndham Clark.
leaderboard going into Sunday. Give Scheffler credit for going out there and shooting a 66. This was
Yeah, that was
7 to
legit.
8 guys within 3 strokes of the lead as we teed off on Sunday. So I thought it was very exciting. Wyndham Clark got hot there, missed a key putt on that short par 3 7th after he had put together 2 to 3 birdies in a row. He was putting it really well. Could not recover going into 8, which is a really underrated, difficult hole. And then Scheffler really had some putts drop. He is such a good striker of the ball. All we were waiting for, and he was waiting for, is his putter to start rolling. And when it does, it is no surprise he can get to 15 under really quickly. So it really wasn't what the other team didn't, or the other guys didn't perform. It was Scheffler was that much better. It looked
Yeah.
like for a second,
Well,
for the back
Lowry.
9, it looked like another gentleman that used to stroll Bay Hill in red and black on Sundays.
Yeah,
That's
Well,
how
don't you
dominant
say that.
it
that
did.
back
It
9
did.
though.
Yeah.
Look at the back 9 and how confident he was playing.
Look, I'm with you. I'm with you, but John, but that's a
Just a little
Look.
bit, just in the air. I got a little glimpse, just a glimpse.
I actually agree with you on that.
no, because there's only one of those.
I
Yeah,
agree. Just a
It's
glimpse.
true, but the only thing that
I'm with
Scotty
you.
was
He looks
missing
like
was
you got to love Scotty. Like he dominated that back 9.
What about the new sinister beard? I like that look.
I love the beard. I love that he can putt now. Now
But
now the thing that I have with the both tournaments that have occurred is, do you feel that these non-majors lack star power now that so many people have defected?
Not the signature events. Like the Cognizant is going to struggle, but it's the Cognizant. I thought we had plenty of top ranked players at Bay Hill that I want to go watch. Wyndham Clark is a birdie. He can go in a birdie barrage. Will Zalatoris. And this guy weighs 120
love
pounds,
Will.
sipping wet. And this guy is ripping
Yeah.
at 320. And you talk about a great story coming back from back surgery. Look out for him this week. JT is on the verge. Justin Thomas has already won at the Players. If those putts start to roll, his iron play is good enough. I think it could be Scotty and JT on Sunday at TPC, which would be a great show for America.
Is that your pick for TPC?
I would love, if you got a top 10 pick, I'm taking JT at pretty good money. I'm also love, if this was a karate action film, M.W. Lee would be a great villain. And I'd love him top 10 as well. M.W. Lee is not afraid to go toe-to-toe with Scotty Scheffler. Love him as a top 10 play this week as well. M.W. Lee
I
and
love
JT.
Min Woo Lee is the man, first of all.
I
He ended up
love him.
finishing second at the Cognizant, by the way.
Yeah, he's going to play well this week.
Who's your give us 2 golfers to finish top 10 this weekend coming up here, Burn?
I'm gonna go with Zalatoris. And ready? And this is like a complete off the whim, but I'm gonna go with Ricky Fowler.
Ooh.
We'd love to see
Wow.
it. Come on, Ricky. Put one together. Put 4 rounds
Yep.
together for us, Ricky.
When
Great
Ricky
money.
put 4 rounds together, that dude can bake, as
Yeah.
Mayfield has done once in his career.
I think that it'll obviously the field is wide open. It's a very tough course. This is like their 5th major, right? They consider the Players the 5th major. I would say this. I think that at some point, some of these PGA guys, I don't know. Like when I was talking about the star power and stuff, Rory gets all this hype, right? And then he's in the mix at the API, and then he just falls off. Like, how many times has that happened with Rory McIlroy now? Like, it happens too much. But he's supposed to be like the poster child for the PGA right now, and I don't even think he's that good. Like, when was the last time he's won a big tournament?
Been a
I mean, you
while.
can't. Yeah, but you can't sit there and write him off. This guy.
I mean, you guys didn't even think about him to put him in the top 10.
You said top 2.
You get
Top
2
10.
golfers to finish in the top 10.
Yeah. Roy, I
Or-
was like, I'm going outside the box.
I like how you're
Okay.
thinking, bro.
Rory,
I think
Rory
it's
is an
crucial.
easy. Rory's an easy
Yes.
fit, like an easy pick because Rory's Rory. Like that dude
Rory's
is
an easy pick to miss the cut.
so is just about every golfer.
No,
Now,
that is
that-
not
like they-
true.
That is true. Let's see what the average cut making for every
He's
golfer.
not supposed to
in
be
the top
average is
10.
my point. He's
I know, but
supposed
I'm
to
saying
be
look at the
man.
top 10 and give me a list. If you can find that, I'll take it. But tell me the top 10 golfers right now and what their average cut making is. And see
Yeah,
where
is-
Rory where Rory ends up. Anybody
Yeah,
want
I
to give me
don't-
that one?
I
Yeah.
don't
we'll
know.
get our stat
I
team
might have to
that-
work on that next week, but I'm gonna
We'll get our stat team on that.
I'll be upset about it too. I'm gonna be upset.
All right, these are my picks, okay? I do think that now I don't know if you guys know this or not, but do you know if anybody's ever won the API and then went right back to it and won the TPC?
Yeah, Tiger Woods.
Some guy
Tiger
named
Woods.
Tiger, I believe. Yeah.
Do you know when he
And-
did that?
2.
I'll say
2001. 2001. Yeah.
Winner.
Okay, but John, I set you up. I told you 2002.
I
You
was
would've
saying
figured it out.
2001. I was letting you go first. I'm courteous.
I feel
And
pretty
then-
good about my choice here.
And then there's Tom Kite in 89.
Yeah, 89.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm kite.
Yeah.
That was
nice.
my second was
Can Scotty Too Hottie pull off
no.
a back-to-back? Oh
Why not?
my goodness.
I wouldn't
I-
put it past him, but I would say no.
I think that if he's actually found the putter and it wasn't just a one-off situation where he just got in a rhythm last weekend. And if he's gonna be in the top 10 going into the final round, my money's right back on Scotty. Like I think that he's
Hard to agree.
yeah, he's almost becoming like that bona fide number 1 golfer. Try and beat him if you can for the PGA Tour, in my opinion. But Sean already stole a little bit of the thunder with Minwoo Lee, so I'm not gonna pick him. I'm gonna go
Well, do
with
you want-
Jordan
can I-
Spieth.
So
I'm gonna-
before you pick,
What's up?
I'm going to give you some PGA Tour player stats 2024
Okay.
Yeah.
on cuts made.
All right.
All right.
There hasn't been that many tournaments in
I know, but I'm gonna
2024, but
I know, but I'm going to give you the top 10. Emiliano Grillo, Tom
Mhm.
Hogue, Byung Hung On, Harris English,
Harris
Hideki
English.
Matsuyama, Siwoo Kim, Corey Connors, Mark Hubbard, Eric Van Ruin, JT Poston, Eric Cole, Luke List. Okay? That's
Yeah.
the top 10. So you're talking about all these guys. Sky Scheffler is 14, Patrick
don't think-
Cantlay 12.
yeah, but they haven't played a lot of tournaments yet, Burn.
I know, but I'm just saying, you're yelling at me saying about all these guys. And
I was talking
it's
about
not- it's
Rory
not that-
only.
I know you're talking about Rory. Rory's doing fine. I'm just saying,
I didn't know that you were a Rory defender.
but you're over here picking top 10 players like, oh, they're the best players ever. Sky Scheffler's not in the top 10.
No, if you look at the world player rankings, he's the number 1 right now.
I know the rankings. I'm saying
Yeah.
current
Cuts made.
made.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
what
I
Okay.
He's not there.
there's not enough tournaments.
Yeah.
If Scotty Scheffler's in a tournament, he's making the cut. That's not even a question.
I don't.
What I'm
believe
saying
he's
is
cut that
I think that's a question.
Now, with the signature events, they actually have a lower cut line, and you're basically not supposed to get cut. Morikawa got cut in the API.
Yeah,
Did you guys see
struggle.
how bad he golfed last weekend?
Oh, that was
Yeah.
a horrible round for him.
It's a fleeting game. And when he's on, it's beautiful. His iron play can be next level. He just doesn't have anything going on right now. Just missing
No.
greens, struggling to scramble. He'll get it right. Those aren't the right greens for him. He typically doesn't play well in the Florida swing. He's more of a West Coast guy. I think when they go back out there, he might heat up again. But a struggle right now for Morikawa.
Sky Scheffler is 6 of 7 cuts.
6 of 7, normally good.
So he misses cuts.
I wonder which which tournament it was. It was probably like some piece of crap that he just didn't give a crap about. Uh, Just so you guys know, my new favorite golfer besides Scheffler is this guy Valimaki. Have you seen Valimaki play?
Is he Finnish? I believe he's Finnish.
He might be.
From
I was like,
Finland, I believe.
I thought you were asking, did he finish? I don't think he did. I don't think he,
He did not. It
I don't
missed
think
the
he
cut.
made,
It
I don't
missed the
think he
Yeah.
cut
made the
fail.
cut at all.
He did not.
Yeah.
Did you
If you
follow
have
him,
time
Tom? Did
if
No,
if you have
yeah.
time, I just saw him on one of the highlights, he's 390 pounds.
he's
He's
not
great.
missing meals. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta see
So,
Valimaki in action.
so you're excited because it's like an average, like you can relate, like it's an average golfer. Like
Average dude.
we don't have to be in shape.
It's just he's like Chris Farley, and he's a golfer. So, like, I like it.
He's like a John Daly Jr.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
although there already is a John Daly Jr. for real.
That
So,
is true.
Yeah.
He's not on the tour yet.
no, he's coming soon, though. Him and Charlie are gonna be coming in hot.
I think Charlie's the better golfer.
That is probably gonna be a pairing that we're gonna be looking at in the near future with those 2.
Speaking of those two, I think we should make some arrangements to watch the father son or however what do they call that tournament. I think we should go to that. Make a sports caviar.
Where's
Sports
it at?
Caviar is going to sponsor that.
It's
It's on the
it's
Explorer.
in Orlando. It's in
Oh, okay.
I think it's at the Ritz or
Oh,
maybe somewhere in that area. Or
There,
my,
Burn. You're probably VIP there. We'll probably get one.
my older brother took my nephew there and they loved it. So I think we should go.
can you
I
get
love
us
John will
in?
fly you down. Yeah, I got you guys. I got
I
you.
love it.
I'll make a call.
All right, so in other news here, was pretty interesting to me. I don't even know what to expect out of it. It could be a huge bust, but Jake Paul signs to battle Mike Tyson on July 20th. It's a Netflix special, so you don't have to worry about having to go to a restaurant or a bar or pay-per-view. You just log on to Netflix and watch Mike Tyson fight, right? My question here is obviously Jake Paul has whatever to gain because he's fighting Mike Tyson, but what does Mike Tyson have to gain from this? Go ahead, Bern.
No, I think I honestly I think there's more to gain from Tyson than there's Paul. Paul's a 29-year-old kid fighting a 60-year-old. Like it doesn't matter. Oh, there's so much to gain because you're fighting the name Mike Tyson. No, like Mike Tyson is yes. I think if Mike Tyson wins, like he gains more from this. There's nothing to gain from Jake Paul other than millions, right? It's money. It's all monetary. There's nothing to gain from either one, really, to be honest. This is literally a publicity stunt. I'm not even excited about it, but I'm really praying and hoping that Tyson absolutely knocks this guy out. Like I
Yeah.
hope, and I love the fact Tyson has, like Dana White said it best. What do you want me to say, guys? This is absolutely stupid. What do you want me to say? There's nothing to this. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. It's a 29-year-old against a 60-plus-year-old. What are we doing? Why is this the thing? So
It's just the
Neither
world
do
we
I.
live in now, right? Like,
it is.
It's a sad state of
Right.
it's a sad state of boxing. It's a laughing
It
stock.
really is.
I'm with you, Bern. I'm hoping for a Nolan Ryan versus Robin Ventura outcome. That's what I'd like to see here. Is a good
Yes.
old beat down. Who's filming? Who's televising this? Disney Plus? What is
Netflix.
it? Who Vines? Jake Paul was on Vines. Does anyone uses Vines? I don't even know what that is. I don't understand that I'm not intrigued by this, other than the fact that it's Mike Tyson. So I kind of care. I don't even know who Jake Paul is. It's two first names. I don't know who this is.
So Mike Tyson.
Hopefully, this will provide a keep living, buying a tiger or whatever he's doing. I'm all in for Mike Tyson. Give me this. What a sad state of affair for boxing. It's a clown. show.
Yeah, I don't really know if this is necessarily anything to say about the boxing sport in itself, because obviously this isn't a sanctioned fight for the WBC belt or
What
anything,
is
right? This is
who is sanctioned right now? That's what no one knows.
yeah.
I
Well,
don't even know
it's
how it all works anymore.
Tyson Fury is like the guy right now, and then there's obviously Anthony Joshua had a nasty knockout this past weekend. I put it up on our page, but here's my thing: is I think that it's interesting from the standpoint that Mike Tyson was, I don't know, he's not the GOAT, but he's in the GOAT conversation, right? So I think it'd be like somebody saying, let's say Michael Jordan was willing to do this. It'd be like Michael Jordan playing somebody one-on-one and it was televised. You would watch it, right? Like
Yeah.
he's washed up, he's old, but he's still Michael Jordan. So it's the same thing with Tyson. I think that I can only imagine what the ratings are gonna be on this, especially because it's free.
Yeah.
Um, Whether or not we see a knockout, probably not. I think it's probably just gonna be a lot of sparring.
A
It's
lot
just
of
gonna be a lot
hugging,
of sparring, and
big
then
hugs.
yeah, it's more than likely gonna be a bust. Now, if Tyson comes out and knocks him
I
out,
hope, yeah.
then it's gonna be the
Phenomenal.
biggest headline in sports.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know, man. I'm actually interested to see how this thing goes down. I don't know if Tyson has anything left in the tank, but we'll find out
Well, that
July
answers your
20th.
question, though. You're like, what does each boxer have to gain? Jake Paul
Yeah.
has nothing to gain from this. Getting knocked out by a 60-year-old is ruins his career.
And he can't
Like,
knock out Tyson and then feel good about it because he's
and then feel good
60.
about it. Yeah, because
Yeah.
Just lose.
it's a lose for Jake Paul. Then he gets, I don't know. I don't know what the payout is. Probably 15,
Probably
20
pretty
million,
it's probably a
like
lot of money. Yeah.
30. I don't know. It's a win for Tyson. I get paid. And what if I knock out this 29-year-old superstar that everybody loves? Great. If I'm Jake Paul, you're like, I should beat the shit out of a 60-year-old. Like, it's not good. I don't like it.
Yeah,
It's
it was just I couldn't believe that I saw that was real. I thought it was like a meme or something, but it ended up
and it's
being
on
a
my
real thing.
birthday. It's on my birthday.
The burn
Oh,
day. Burn day birthday.
They're really taking away from my birthday, and I don't like it. I'm
what are we doing
disappointed.
on, where were we watching it then?
Are they flying you in for that burn? Are you sitting ringside?
Yeah, I'm with the guy with the rounds.
Yeah, we
Round
should. Yeah,
one.
that's what America
I think they
wants.
normally have beautiful girls that do that, but,
They have a beautiful
um,
Bernie now.
That's a beautiful
yeah,
burn.
in MLB news, we just so you guys know, connoisseurs, that we are definitely gonna be paying tons of attention to the MLB season that's getting ready to start here. We're gonna start doing some previews
Excited.
of the divisions and get into it next week's episode. But the one thing that I wanted to just throw out there was the fact that Acuna, there was definitely some concern in the Atlanta world on what was gonna happen with him. You thought everything was gonna be fine as soon as he went down?
Yeah, it was all precautionary, so I didn't think anything long term.
Yeah, I don't
It's all
know.
good.
There was some concern for at least a day or two.
I think for the first 24 hours, yes, I'll give you
Yeah.
that. But yeah, no, it was pretty quick.
Now, obviously, you don't wanna hear anything about that because Garrett Cole, there was that
Yeah,
information that came out that he's
and
probably
now
gonna be
there's
starting out.
there's talks on the Yankees side, like you guys are gonna either trade or like you're back in the was it the
Blake
you're in the
Snell
White Sox,
sweepstakes.
the White Sox though. No, you guys are talking the
Dylan
White Sox.
Cease.
Dylan
Cease,
Yeah.
or having to pick up Snell. Yeah, I would say I'm more scared about Cole,
Cole.
man, because you go in for an
Well,
MRI
yeah,
with an
because we
elbow,
know that
it's an
Acuna's
arm.
fine.
Well, no, I'm saying like initially, like if I take an MRI on over a knee, over a MRI on an elbow,
Elbow.
on a pitcher's
Elbow,
elbow,
never good.
that is usually never a good
Never
thing.
good. Normally bad.
Because that screams Tommy John, and obviously that's a year and a half gone. That's scary. An MRI
I
on a
mean,
knee, which is like an aggravation. I don't know.
depending.
Yeah, I mean, it could be an
Yeah.
ACL. That's a full year, but
Yeah.
but a full year of ACL than a year and a half to potentially 2 of a Tommy John.
If Garrett Cole's out, then yeah, the Yankees will go out and go get Cease
Oh,
or
they're gonna go get him.
or Snell. It's
Rumors
not gonna
are they're
replace
rumors are that they're having the conversations and they've now increased the package.
with Cease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've added the players that the White Sox probably originally asked for, and you guys said, "No, we'll never get rid of them." Things change, Mox.
I will say this, if they throw in Frank Thomas, we should make the deal happen. So,
The
but
I'd take
I
him.
do if we do get Cease, I would like that because I would just continuously be saying cease and desist all season.
Yeah,
Like
there it
Ooh.
is. Serve one up. There we go.
cease and desist every
So you
time
just
he
want
throws the
strikeout.
rubber.
Every
Yeah.
strikeout. Cease and desist.
You just want some billboard material. That's
Uh,
Fire. There's so many ways you can go.
Just so you guys know, the MLB did come out with their top 10 rankings. They have Acuna, Judge, Soto, which I love that Judge and Soto are 2 and 3, by the way. They got Mookie Betts at 4. They got Freddie Freeman at 5. Corey Seager, a former Dodger. You almost had 3 in a row there. Garrett Cole, Jordan Alvarez. Then they have Otani at 9, and then Corbin Carroll at 10. But Bijan, was there any players that you felt got snubbed out of that top 10?
First of all, Acuna deserves to be number one. No one's ever done 40, 70. And if he's healthy, he might do it again. That's how special of an athlete and a baseball player Acuna is. So I think they got this one right. How is Mookie number 4? Is there anything that this 5'8" dynamo doesn't do? Need a second baseman? No problem. Shortstop's got the yips? No problem. Play any outfield position. 8.3 WAR last year. 8.3. You know what Judge's was? 4.5. He almost doubled him. Why in the
Yep.
world? Other than
Well,
being
I
6'7",
probably
with
would have
this-
put Betts at 2.
How is Betts not the second player in baseball? Pound for pound, it's unfathomable.
Is
should
he
be
a
above Logan.
captain,
What has
though?
Juan
Is he
Soto done?
Is he
What
your
has Juan
captain?
Soto done?
Is he
Juan
nothing?
Soto has a very electric batting stance. I'll give him that.
Oh, it's fantastic. Probably one of the best, but that doesn't make him the second best player in baseball. It's an outrage.
Third.
And how? Mookie Betts is the second best player in baseball behind Acuna, and they're in a class of their own. Freddie Freeman, the most professional hitter in baseball.
Yeah.
What about
Ohtani at
Otani?
9.
Yeah,
Ohtani at 9.
But
is great
none
as
is,
well.
yeah, I'm
Outrage.
surprised with that one.
That
I
was-
mean, a lot of those are interchangeable, right? Like through 10, you could probably
Corbin
Luke,
Carroll
one-
got in there. I was
one-
surprised that he
Corbin Carroll.
Corbin
just 'cause
Carroll
he's-
deserves to be in the top 10.
Yeah, you saw what he did last year.
Yeah.
It's dynamic. He's a dynamic player, and defensively too. So I think
Yes.
if you throw that all in there, I have no problem with top 10.
J
Ohtani
Rod,
at
Mike
9 is a
Trout,
little surprise to me. I'll be honest, just because of what he can do on both sides.
Spencer Strider.
Spencer Strider is probably
He's going to do it for a longer period of time.
I think Spencer Strider gets the NL Cy Young this year
Not surprised if he does. I think
if healthy. This
healthy,
guy
he's-
electric stuff, and he just brought in a new curveball. Like I think this is going to be his year. His 21, 22 wins, 200 plus strikeouts. Like this is going to be. I think this healthy Strider is a lock for the NL Cy Young.
You guys think that Bryce Harper is better than Mike Trout?
Right now, I
have
do.
to say right now, yes. Over the career, I'm taking Trout's career.
oh yeah, I take Trout all day.
But right now, in the snapshot, if I had to pick for this season, I want Bryce Harper if I have to pick between the two for this
Yeah.
season right now.
You think
Oh, yeah.
Trout is like he just is desperate for a change of scenery at this point? Because he used to be a top 5 perennially top 5
Yeah.
player here. Everybody was talking about how great he
I don't
was.
know
He
if
was
he's
the face
looking
of
for a change.
baseball.
Yeah, I don't think he's looking for a change of scenery. This guy's collecting millions. I think he wants to. I think he's fine being on the West Coast. I think he feels like they'll continue to build around him. But I don't know what does he have? 3 or 4 good more years left in him.
He needs to finish as a Yankee. He's a perfect
Why do you
fit
always go back to the
for the
Yankees?
Yankees.
No, you're such a you're special. You are a
Mike,
special.
First of
person.
all, Mike Trout is a Northeast guy, number 1, right? We've
Jersey, yeah.
documented that
he can move back there when he's done.
he can finish his career also as a Yankee as well. What if the Yankees
Yeah.
pulled off if they trade Jason Dominguez for Mike Trout? Come on, baby, make it happen.
Ooh, make it happen. I think what we're seeing here is Mike Trout.
Aspen, Cole Hobby, he's got some pointers for you.
Mike Trout, this is his 14th year in the league. That's hard to believe. 14
Isn't
years.
he crazy?
And for 10 years of that, for a decade, he was dominant. So he was boringly good. So now we're like, what's wrong with Mike Trout? There's nothing wrong with him. He's played in the league for 14 years. And for 10 of them, he was dominant.
like
Electric. This is his
he was like
14th
LeBron
year.
James those 10 years.
Yeah, so it's just
Is he the
there
same
goes
as-
Mike Trout. He batted 300 again with 35 jacks, 30 steals, ho hum. Granted, he
He's the
plays
same age as Bryce Harper, right?
a little bit younger. Came out before
Didn't they
Harper.
come up? I thought they came up around the same time.
Around the same time. I think Trout's a year or two before.
Yeah. Nobody's talking about Bryce Harper being old at this point. It
But he's
seems to
always
be
like
like
a DH now.
But Bryce Harper
Yeah,
hasn't been as dominant in his career. Right now, he might be better, but from a career,
Yeah,
it's not close. It's Mike Trout, and it's not close. But this year, I've got to have
yeah,
Harper on my team if I have to choose.
yeah. I think he would do fantastic with a change of scene. It doesn't have to be the Yankees. I think that I just would like to see Trout in the playoffs. In
Relevant.
yeah,
Yes.
I want him to be in a relevant situation, not in a situation where you have to stay up till 2 in the morning to watch him hit. Like, maybe move him to the Vegas A's. I really like
Why
that
not?
new stadium, by
Oh,
the way.
that
Did
new
you see the
stadium
new
is
stadium?
gorgeous.
Oh,
got
I candy
potential.
for us.
It's got potential.
Mm.
it looks so cool. Another reason to go back to Vegas.
Yes.
Season
So,
tickets.
all right, college basketball here. The next week we're going to be doing our March Madness picks. We're gonna be doing our brackets because Sunday is Selection Sunday. So we'll have the brackets out, and then we're going to be making our picks. There won't be any bias from me because FSU won't be in it.
There's gonna be some bias from me.
Definitely not Michigan because Michigan's 3-17 this year.
No, you guys aren't aware of the city of DeLand popping out
That's in the
Stetson
Hatters.
University, the Hatters.
Don't
Win
sleep
their
on the
win their
Hatters.
first conference championship, getting their first automatic berth to the dance. I'm telling you, go Hats, baby.
Yeah,
Chances are they're going to be in that playing game, but you know what? Who the hell?
Hey, they're in the
You
tournament.
know, they made it. They made it.
Give
they're
them a lot of
they're
credit. Great story.
they're actually slated to in bracketology. They had Stetson against UConn in the first
I know
round.
it's not,
Oh,
but Donnie Jones is the head coach. He used to coach for UCF. He was a former NFL or an NBA coach on the
NFL
bench.
guy.
Yeah, he's an NFL guy. He probably stopped by there. Probably was part of the NHL too. Yeah. So, but but he's a good dude, man. I've met him a couple times. He's happy to be at a low place, like a small town, enjoying himself. But
It's a good
bringing,
story.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
really a great story.
I've definitely never heard of Stetson ever being in the tournament, so that makes sense.
They were that
Amazing.
large years, like 40 something years ago.
a while ago.
Wow. Imagine if they pull it off, the first
They're
round
cool.
upset.
That's
Oh my goodness
The
gracious.
Mad
I-
Hatters.
I'm probably not going to bet that, but
We saw
Go
Virginia go
Hatters.
down. They
That's true.
lost as a number 1.
no, 100%. But we're not playing Virginia. It seems like Virginia is the only team that can lose in the first
Yeah.
as a 1 seed or 2 seed. I think everybody else,
never end.
we're fine.
Yeah.
Be all right.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to next week.
A couple different side notes. I don't know if you guys think okay, so conference tournaments are happening right now. Obviously, there's teams that can jockey for seeding position, but then there's obviously those situations where there could be a team that comes out of nowhere, they win their conference championship and they get an automatic bid. Can you think of any off the top of your head that would qualify for that type of massive upset this week?
Mm.
Florida State has to play
I
North
can't say it.
Carolina.
I can't
Yeah,
say it. I can't say that with
No.
a straight face. No, honestly, I don't see a surprise on the conference side. You know, once we get to the 64, maybe, but right now,
Oh, for
any sort of random
You
conference.
mean to win a conference tourney, have and get any?
Yeah,
I don't-
yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't see any. I don't see any like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 winning a conference.
I think one team that could play themselves into the tourney or improve their position, who's been playing a lot better basketball right now. And I hate to say this 'cause I'm not a huge fan, but Ohio State playing really good ball recently. That Big Ten,
Hmm.
They've
Purdue's
had a
been
pretty
known-
good record all year.
Purdue's
which,
been known to go to sleep. Ohio State could play themselves in or better their position if they could get to Saturday or Sunday final for the Buckeyes. So look out for them. They're playing good basketball right now.
Yeah, I see them increasing their seeding, but it's not. It wouldn't. It's not like a. To me, it's not like a surprise team to
win
the
it all,
division,
to
like,
win the
it
tournament,
all.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
No
I mean,
offense,
every
John,
once in
I
a
like
while-
your pick,
No, I gotta
Like,
go
it's
somewhere
not
with
like
it.
happens.
Give you something to chew on.
even though I hate
Yeah,
Ohio State.
Well, UCF won. So,
Beat Oklahoma
They-
State. Cowpokes today. Blew them out.
yeah, they survive and they advance because they're one of those teams. They're right in the same situation as Florida State, where they have to win their actual conference championship.
Yeah,
or
they
else
have no choice.
they're out. Um, A couple teams to keep an eye out on if you guys are just casual fans of the NCAA. Houston is absolutely scorching hot right now.
They're so good.
Colorado, the Buffaloes are looking pretty good in the pack right now. They didn't win the regular season, but they could be a team I could see win their conference championship. UNC is on fire. Duke can't beat them for whatever the case may be. Let's see, the Zags are St. Mary's won that division, actually, so the Zags need to win their conference championship probably to get in. Kentucky got hot there in the SEC,
They can
Bijan.
score. They can score with anybody in the country. Their defense is abysmal, but they just want the ball back anyway. But they can score.
JMU, they're on a 12-game winning streak. I think they won last night, so that would make it 13.
Well,
What
the
happened
Big
to
12, the Big
Michigan, bro?
Dude, I'm so disappointed that Ohio State fires their coach. The fact that Michigan doesn't fire Juwan Howard is disappointing. All I can say is that I feel like it's a Jim Harbaugh situation where we were like, after a few years, we're like, we got to get rid of Jim. Like, he can't win the big games. And then all of a sudden, boom, like 3 straight years of a Big Ten championship and national championship opportunities. And here we are as natties. But I don't see it with Juwan. I feel like it's time to make a change. And I wish Ward Manuel would do that. But yeah, man, disappointing.
You guys are horrible.
So is your team. But
Into my
I mean,
Yeah,
let's look, Hans, I get it. Michigan sucks. Florida State, not any better. Both coaches should be gone. One's younger, one's older. They both need to go in the horizon and just like retire, call it a day. I don't know. It's sad. I don't like it. I'm disappointed. And we're playing like absolute ass. And that's not good. I have no defense to this.
Yeah, the Gators.
But we are national champions as football.
Yeah,
Just in case we forgot.
that is true, but it's just weird because Michigan is definitely a basketball school as well. So it was when I was looking
100%.
at the standings, I was taken aback there. I couldn't even believe my eyes.
Do you know which conference has the most ranked teams?
The Big 12?
Big 12
Yeah.
and the SEC. Well, 1
Big
and
12,
2, I believe.
no. Big 12 has 6 teams.
Yeah. They're a basketball conference now.
ACC has 2. The SEC has 5.
That's right.
Yeah. UF, they get the double bye, so they don't play until Thursday. They can possibly improve their seeding, maybe by 1, you think,
Yeah,
Bijan?
if we play on Saturday or on Sunday, we'll be a 6 seed. If we win it, which is not going to happen, they would be a 5 at best.
Come on, Bijan, you got
I have the Gators at a 6 seed. I think they do enough to get back to a 6 seed. Disappointing loss to Vanderbilt on Saturday, on graduate day in Nashville. Oh my! I think it's good for us. Do we want to lose that game? No, but does it tell us, hey, you got to be ready for each game? It does. I want a loss like that right before the tournament because I like as a coach to have, hey, what happened in Vanderbilt? You guys remember that? How'd that go for you?
I think, yeah, you guys will end up being a 6 through 8, somewhere in that range. But
Yeah.
hey, at the end of the day, you make the tournament and you see where it goes.
Yeah, Gators playing on the second weekend would be a win. Sweet 16 is where we need to be. That would be a doable and a nice goal for that ball club. So playing on the second weekend would be nice.
We'll have to see who you guys get pegged against in round 1.
Yeah, right now I believe they have us with a 7 against Oklahoma. Not a great basketball team. I don't know if Blake Griffin's suiting up for that one, but I like the Gators in that round 1 matchup. So let's see what we get as they get as a draw, and hopefully for Sweet 16 is where we're headed.
They have Capel. Is that their coach?
No, it's not Al Golden. I can tell you that.
Is it Capel? Is the Oklahoma coach or no?
I think that might be right.
I don't know.
I miss Ralph Sampson. I know he's not there anymore.
Yeah,
Ralph Sampson,
he's in
yeah.
Houston, right? Samson.
Yelling at somebody. Yeah, that's right.
He's doing a lot better.
Yeah.
Whenever it's, let's say, a long work week, it's Friday, you get out of work. Do you think that it's like it goes hand in hand that like you should just order a pizza pie on a
Yeah,
Friday
get a
night?
za. Fridays are for za.
Like
Fridays
I
are for za.
I correlate Friday night as if the wifey's, hey, what should we do for dinner? I'm like, let's just get a pizza.
That's my
Yeah.
That's exact conversation that my better half and I have every Friday. I don't know why we continue to have it because we know we're just going to order
Just
pizza.
get it.
Just why don't we pre-order this? We know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Apparently it's a married thing.
Oh, okay. Well,
Vern
I
eats
don't
whatever
know.
Yeah,
Vern has.
sorry guys.
Yeah,
Sorry
whatever he
guys. I
wants.
don't do pizzas on Friday by myself.
What do you do for you don't feel like Friday deserves, like, a special kind of
No.
meal?
Yeah, no, I do. I do, guys. Typically on Fridays, I go out um, to just enjoy myself on a Friday night because we've earned it for the week. I
You've
do
earned
get
it, yeah.
out and about. I don't stay at home. So yeah, no, but yeah,
It doesn't
I
sound
think
tough, but
no,
No,
it's very easy.
nothing tough
Actually.
about that.
It's
Sounds
quite easy.
majestic.
It sounds majestic. Somebody's jealous. No, yeah, pizzas on Friday, I would say are a staple, but the pizzas one day during the week are always a good option.
do you since you're single, if you
Yeah.
go to a pizzeria, do you
Yes.
order a whole pie or
Yes, I order a whole pie and 2 appetizers, so the waitress thinks I am with somebody, and then I say, "Oh, they actually got sick on the way, so I'm just gonna bring it home." And, yeah, it works out great.
that's a lot of calories. That's probably why you don't
No,
like
that's 3
pizza.
meals. That's 3 me I break it up. I break it
Gets him
up.
through the
You
weekend
know?
if it's on
Yeah,
Friday.
yeah.
If it's on Monday, it gets him through Wednesday.
And if I'm
Now,
on a date, it helps. I have leftovers. Well, "Hey, look, have a pizza slice."
on the rare occasion that you have a date, the Bijan, when you when you go for your pizza Fridays, do you also get wings or garlic knots, or do you just get the pizza pie?
I love some wingies with the pie. Love wingies
I
with the pie. And I'll tell you what,
we,
last week we went wild.
we align, Bajan.
We are aligned. Domino's has a family meal, 19.99 American. They're bringing you 2 pies. They're giving you garlic knots. They're giving you the cinnamon twist, and the kids. This is the best part: 2 liter of Sprite. It gets wild here. It gets wild.
Oh, yeah?
We're changing
That
bed sheets in the morning. They're drinking all the Sprite. It's
that's
great.
exciting though.
It's so fun. There's nothing more fun. It's a short period we get to do that.
Yeah.
For 20 American plus the delivery fee, get yourself something nice, delivery driver.
Oh, you even do
That's
delivery. Why
exciting.
don't you go pick it up? It'd be cheaper.
That is when I grew up, there was no, I didn't even know delivery existed because we were getting in the car. I thought you had to drive to the pizza place to get it.
That's when you know you've made it, when you can just
Yeah.
we just
I see
we
that. It's
deliver.
because he's a part-time cheese slicer.
Yeah.
That's why.
Oh, the old cheese charcuterie slicer. Yes.
That
Wait till
that's
you watch
why.
the first half of the pod, Bajan. Oh, yeah, I'm at
Yeah.
Lamaze classes. You're a cheese slicer.
That's right. Slicing the cheese.
I was
What?
just curious
But
because,
but
like,
why Friday pizza? I guess, like,
they just go hand in hand,
You're
bro.
just
They
exhausted. No one wants to
yeah.
cook. You
but
love
that could be
what's
any day
not
of
to
the
love
week.
about
I guess
pizza
that's
and
my thing
wings.
is I just feel like that's any day of the week.
You're right. It just doesn't seem as enticing to do it on a Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or
Gotcha.
Monday or Sunday. It's
So
like
you guys are always cooking those during those days?
Yeah,
not
Mondays are
necessarily.
yeah. Mondays are
I mean,
special
Okay.
noodles,
maybe.
yeah, or pasta
But,
for us.
like, Friday night is, like, definitely I don't care about watching any kinda carbs or anything, I don't care I just want a couple slices of pizza tonight,
Yeah,
Okay, I
you
hear
know?
you. I hear
And
you.
it
yeah.
feels like it immense the fact that it's Friday night. We could watch a movie, we could play video games, I don't care. I got
That's
my
right.
pizza.
But what's the take on this? Are these cheat days? Are you guys very healthy throughout the week and then it's okay, I have my one day? Or is it like to me, we talk about special days, right? Like that align with food. Like it's today, Taco Tuesday. Like I want to
Mm.
freebase on some tacos and maybe embark on a margarita or two. And maybe today's my cheat day, and then I can still continue through the weekend.
Breaks
Friday,
up the week,
like on
yeah.
Friday, I stay clear of Friday, stay healthy, and then Saturday, Sunday are a whole different story. But
I
Monday
like
through
that. It's
Friday,
another way to do it. Yeah, it's how you do.
Monday,
We regiment it. So Monday, Tuesday, we have set meals. So Monday night,
I just feel like,
special
yeah,
noodle
like
taco
I get
Tuesday.
it, Pizza Friday, but like Taco Tuesday, like it works well. Fish Friday, like I mean, I don't know what we're
You could
doing.
do.
Like
We're in
we're
Lent. We're in
rhyming.
the season of Lent. Burn.
See,
Fish Friday is very popular right now. Season of Lent.
see,
If there's a
I can
good
always work with Bajan on this one.
That's
yeah,
right.
it if Stephanie wanted to have fish on Fridays, I would be upset. I'll just put it that. Throw that one out there. But that doesn't get my juices flowing on a Friday night. Like,
How about Filet Friday?
I wanna be
Ooh,
driving home knowing that I'm having a pie of pizza waiting for me when I
yeah.
So
get
you're
to the
just
house.
that's just what you're craving on a Friday. Just
I guess
pizza.
so. It's, like, almost every Friday too. That's why I was curious if it was just me or if this was,
It's
like, a thing, you know?
yeah, it's definitely just well, obviously I can't speak to families, but John seems to be that's I don't know what are you, a Papa John's delivery guy? What are we doing? But John obviously agrees with you. I do not. Like it could be a Thursday. I don't know why it has to be Pie Friday.
Be
Like to me, it's
careful
like
what you say next, Bern. Be
I'm
careful.
look at the time, connoisseurs. We're gonna get going.
That would be a funny way to end the show.
No, like,
Um, hey, next time I have a pizza Friday, I'll invite you over, Bern, and you
oh
can see
yeah,
what I'm
Nice.
talking
See,
about. You might
I want to know what this is all about.
yeah.
I've
that's
never
what we
had
should
that.
be doing. That's what we should be doing.
This
Yeah,
Friday,
it
me
should
and
be more
Bajan have a
inclusive.
fantasy baseball draft, so
Big.
Sure.
Get ready.
I'll get a
Keepers
pizza pie
locked.
for that one, baby.
So
Oh, yeah.
what I'm hearing is again, it's not very inclusive because I am not a part of it.
We gotta get
We need
Bern
to
in that
expand.
league, Bajan.
I'm not part of the league. I'm
We
not
gotta
part of the league.
expand to 14. That's gonna take a big league vote.
He would be
Yeah.
terrible, Bern, at fantasy baseball.
I feel like all I do is win.
Yeah, Burns not gonna be terrible at anything. I've seen him.
Yeah.
This man is a chameleon of
Worst case
sport.
scenario, I'm in the upper half.
I
I like
think
the
that
confidence.
I don't
if
think I've
your
ever
team
finished last in any league that I've ever played in. So
I think that if your team consists of a bunch of Detroit Tigers, you're probably gonna be in trouble. You
but
know
I
what
can
I'm
promise
saying?
you, I can promise you, there's only one person on the Tigers that I'm drafting. It's a late draft. I like
Torkelson. I like Torkelson this
no,
year.
yeah, Torkelson would be a good late draft. Riley Green in the outfield would be a nice.
Riley Green as well.
You
But
like
that's
the name Riley.
Tariq
No, that's
Tariq
fine.
Skubal
That's
could be
right.
a late pickup as a starting pitcher as
That's
a
right.
fit, and he
It's a
could
good
be an
pick.
ace this year. So that'd
Young
be the
Chris
three.
Sale.
Yeah,
A
and
lot
Chris
of K.
Sale. I'm telling you, Chris Sale could be a big pickup for us this year. But yeah, no, you guys have your own league. Your choice. Damn, that's fine.
Hey, just so you know,
As Ross
Bajan's a
says, everything is
commissioner,
fine.
so Bajan's a
Oh,
commissioner.
of
So
course he is, and he still never thought of me.
I
the
always think of
the
you, Burn.
you gotta oil him up to get in
You're
the league.
always on my mind.
All right, so let's get a little bit of NBA in here because the NBA is sizzling right now. Um, let's see here. We can talk about the Magic because it's important that we do. Okay. They have the Nets, they have the Raptors, and then the Raptors. They're currently at a 5 seed. They're 5 games out of a 2 seed and 1 game out of the play-in tournament. Okay. There's only 19 games left. The regular season games do matter, especially now.
Yeah.
The following week, because I do think the Magic have a good chance to make a nice clean sweep here with that schedule they have coming up. Because you throw in, I think the Charlotte is in there, but
W.
it's not a West Coast road trip. It's a West Coast home gauntlet that they're going to be playing. So they have the Pelicans, the Kings, the Warriors, and the Clippers all coming to Orlando after that. Okay.
Oh,
Do you think okay, I'll start with you, Bern. Do you think that the Magic so they're at a 5 seed right now. Is your prediction that the Magic just stand pat, they drop down, or they move up all the way to the 2 seed? Where do you think what do you think happens here in the next 19 games?
No, it's a great question because it's like they have had moments where it's, man, I love this team. Like this, they've got this, right? And then they fall, and you're like, and then they go against Indiana, and it's like, all right, against the great teams, they're just not good. It's not going to work. And unfortunately, as much as I want to say that even if they stay pat, I think they fall back one spot and have to fall into that damn play-in game, and that's going to hurt me
Well, the
because I
16,
think
they stay, right?
or seven
Six
seed,
seed is out
Yeah.
of 6 seed is out of the
Seven.
play-in.
Right.
7 is playing right.
Yeah.
I think that unfortunately, I see them going to the 7 or 8 seed and
Ooh.
falling out of this and having to play themselves into the playoffs. I do still think they make the playoffs, but
Yeah.
I feel like they're good enough, but they're just not disciplined enough. And so that's where I have an issue. So I'm gonna say they fall out, unfortunately. I hate to say it, and please, Magic, prove me wrong. But play-in tournament is where I see the Orlando Magic.
Close. I think the Magi avoid the playoff, but barely. Very close. They're the 6th seed. They're going to finish. They're the 5 seed now. They have the 7th easiest schedule. We are just past the quarter pole, and here come the ponies down the stretch. If you had handicapped this race and had the Magic at 37 wins through the 65 games, I think the over-under after 65 games would have probably been 31, 32 for the Magic at best. So to be at 35 with that inconsistent offense they have at times, they've done a nice job. And I think they've got enough with an easy enough schedule. They're still going to stumble in some games, as Byrne alluded to, but they just don't score, and they just can't score. However, because of the ease of the schedule, aka the Raptors twice, anytime you see the Hornets on your schedule, you celebrate. They're going to finish as the 6th seed and just barely miss that play-in tournament, and a really successful season for the Magic.
Yeah, I would say this. So the Magic are 7-3 in their last 10 games. So they're hitting the stride here at a pretty good time, I would say, because you got the All-Star break and the Magic somehow. I never would have imagined that the Magic would be the number 5 seed in the
That's
East
right.
at this point in the season. So um the fact that they are just 5 games out of moving all the way to a 2 seed is insane in
Yeah.
reality. I think this is what's gonna we're obviously gonna reconvene on this conversation in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, because I think that the huge part about this is what are they gonna do during that homestand? Those are 4 quality teams. I don't
Yeah.
know if Golden State is considered quality, but they still have Steph Curry, so you never know. I If they go 0-4, then yeah, then it looks like they're playing tournament bound, but what if they dominate and they continue this hot streak over the next 2 weeks? Now you're talking about a team that more than likely believes that they can move up to a 2 seed. Like, why wouldn't they? I think that worst case scenario, the Magic stay out of the play-in tournament. I do think that they can stay in the top 6. And what I'm looking for is seeing if they can kinda bust their way into that upper echelon of the East. I
Love to
don't
see it. I
know.
love to see it.
I hope you're right.
I want you to be
I
right,
do.
Huff.
I'm praying that you're right.
We are aligned on our hopes. We are hopeful
Yeah.
with you, Huff.
Yeah.
We are hopeful with you.
Huff.
We also have realistic expectations.
We'll see. It starts with the New Orleans game. Obviously, they have to take care of business against these piece of trash teams coming into town, okay?
Yeah, they've done well with the Knicks, so it makes sense. Oh, the
Everybody
Knicks.
else, the Knicks only scored 73 points. They really need Anunoby back desperately.
They did break
Um
100 tonight. Congratulations. Thank God the NBA gave us another rematch of Sixers Knicks tonight. If you weren't in enough pain from Sunday night's
But
debacle.
but what team
Oh.
scores 73 and only loses by 3?
What an abysmal.
If you're the coach, you're like, "Hey, if we could just got to 77." If they
or just at least 76 to go to overtime.
let's just bring over OT and let's get to 76.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah. And that
This
was without
happens.
Maxey and Embiid. It's
And
embarrassing.
Embiid,
Yeah.
you have to average 25 a quarter. Just
I will say this, one good takeaway you can have from a coaching perspective on that game is that you held them to 76. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
without their 2 best players.
That's still I mean,
You had all your players other than
no, we don't have OG Kush
or
and Randall.
yeah,
So let's
okay.
pump the brakes here, okay? Let's pump the brakes on what kind of roster the Knicks are trying out there. All right.
Okay.
Um,
I
one last
I
note.
got you, Yankee.
One last note in the NBA world is on the West Coast side. A couple weeks ago, we were discussing what was going to happen between the three-headed monster race out there. OKC and Denver, they're 8-2 in their last 10 games. So it seems like those two teams are going to be the teams to watch in the West. Minnesota seems to it seems like they're starting to fade just a little bit there, Bajan.
Yeah, as expected, I predicted OKC. They don't know what they don't know. I expect them to finish strong in the regular season. They won again this evening. Actually, they lost tonight to the Pacers. I take that back. But Pacers not a quality team, so lost to OKC, but not a bad one. They will win the West, that division, I should say. They should win the Pacific Division. But look for them to stumble in the playoffs. They'll get shut down. They'll get a scheme thrown at them in a long series. But successful season, I like OKC regular season, but to run out of steam. As predicted, the Thunder rolls regular season wise.
Carl Anthony Towns also injured right now.
Yeah,
So
that's not
He's out,
helping
he's
the
out.
keep ups at
Yeah.
all.
that's not going to
I
be
predict-
good.
I predict the Suns.
Yeah, I don't know with Phoenix.
Toughest
I wanna-
schedule in the league down the stretch, Burn. I like that roster and what they're putting together.
No,
but
I'm
the
not
schedule
worried
is
about them
very
now.
tough.
I'm not worried about regular season.
Playoffs?
Playoffs, I could see that.
I don't know. I don't think I'll
I
be
like that,
picking
Vern.
Phoenix. Yeah.
You don't
I-
have to. I take those difficult decisions. I make
I-
those. You don't. You
I
go
think
the
you-
easy peasy. You go the Denver to win it all.
I-
Denver, Boston.
I think that Phoenix, Golden State, and Lakers are all in the same little bucket there, right? Like they have
No.
I like
aging
Phoenix
stars.
much more than those other two. Give me KD
Yeah.
as a killer. I like what they get out of Nurkic went down low when he is motivated. He can rebound. He can score. He gives them exactly what they need. When Beal hits his mid-range jumpers and he's got that game going, they are very tough.
Yeah.
And KD,
Bill Booker, Durant,
absolute
healthy.
killer.
Is
Good.
Phoenix in the just like hovering at in the play-in tournament right now?
I think that's right. They're at 6, maybe
Yeah,
6
they're
or
a 6
7.
seed. Yeah.
Which is fine. I'm not
I-
worried about it. They're going to make it and they're going to win.
I don't know how you could be so excited for a team that's
I'm not
hovering
excited.
around the play-in tournament. With this is your
look. We talk professionally like this. Like we're talking intellectually. Like this is the team that I feel like has got it. And,
right.
it's the Suns. I feel like the Suns. They have plenty of time to put it together. There's no need right now in these last 20 games. So bring it.
Are
Let's
the
do it.
Suns? Do you think that the Suns are the equivalent of Rory McIlroy in the PGA? Is that kind
the
of a
Suns,
fair?
The Suns are going to be very comparable to Brooks Koepka in majors because they don't need. They don't give a damn about the regular season. They
Okay.
go into
I like that, Baron.
They go into the important time of the season and they go out and win. And
I
that's
mean,
what
you
I'm gonna say
just
right now.
you just mentioned the greatest player, the greatest golfer of all time there. So that you
Well,
must
then-
believe
then-
thinking highly
excited.
of
No,
Phoenix.
I don't know
very
about-
excited.
I don't know about the greatest, especially in tournament time, but he's damn well good in the majors. And I think the Suns are going to be that team this year in the playoffs.
I can
All
see
right.
that.
So
Go
We
ahead,
got-
dinosaurs. Put it down. Let's
So-
write it down.
Burn likes Phoenix. He likes Rory McIlroy to win the Players.
That's
He's
not what I
got
said.
the Detroit Tigers winning
This
the
guy- the
AL.
World AL Central. The Pistons are going to win next year. By the way, speaking of the Pistons, random fact. Did you know what Kate Cunningham has done recently as of yesterday, I believe?
Tell us.
I don't know.
He set a franchise record. He was the quickest player to 1,200 points and 400 assists in Detroit Pistons history.
Whoa.
That is
You know who he-
impressive.
Anybody want to guess who he beat?
Isaiah Thomas?
That would have to be the only.
By the
gosh.
way,
Yeah.
the greatest Detroit Pistons of all time. Yeah. So that's a big feat. No matter how I think 55 games was Isaiah. Cade did it in 54 games this season.
Wow.
It's impressive. The assist is what's impressive to me. He is an
Yeah.
absolute shot vacuum. He requires a lot of
Yeah.
shots to get those points.
I would have never
Impressive
guessed
he's
the
able to
assist.
Yep.
Yeah. I
Impressive.
would never guess that. So I saw that stat. I was like, damn. But
That's
yeah,
good.
it's
I thought you
obviously
were going to
different
say
time.
amount of times like cried in the parking lot, but that's good to hear that that's the stat.
It's
Great.
No, that's Monty Williams. He's crying, but he's also crying with 12.5 million in his pocket.
He's
So
wiping
I
his
guess-
tears with 20s. That's right.
They got the Pistons and the Wolverines in basketball are just. It seems like Michigan's not the basketball town, right? So,
We're a work in progress, buddy.
but then you
Just
got the
let it-
Lions and the Wolverines in football. So I guess you guys are a
We got-
football area. Yeah.
And yeah, Red Wings are going to make the playoffs, so that could be big.
Yeah, Iserman's having a freaking awesome season, bro.
I'm happy. I'm not upset. I'm disappointed in a couple areas, but I feel like the Tigers they're slowly rebuilding. They're making the right moves. But the Pistons and the Wolverines, we got some work to do. Yeah.
That's gonna do it for this episode of Sports Caviar. Burn, I'll keep you in the loop on Pizza Friday,
That's
and we will see you guys next week for sure. Have a good weekend.
Good luck.
cheers.